I left my family. I left my kids.
How was your relationship, I guess, or you guys' relationship through all of that? Were there, ebbs and flows, or when he went away, did it change a little bit? I mean, how
No, not at all. I mean, after tonight's thing, we'll go down and we'll fucking box it out. but
who's gonna win?
I would like to say me, but he's gonna say him, and I'll say me.
What's the age difference?
We don't talk about age. I have too many girls listening.
He's 15 years younger mentally, but a year older.
Listen, I was a VP stockbroker, so you take it from there.
Right. So speaking of the stock, because John had mentioned that earlier, I guess what were some of the dealings that you had, legitimate or illegitimate, with regards to the stock market?
Yeah, we were. You know the movie The Boiler Room?
I don't know.
Okay, it was with Vin Diesel, Ben Affleck, Scott Conn.
Oh, yeah, I think, now I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so that was based on my firm. My firm was called JT Moran. They used JT Marlin. We were in Garden City. They were in Garden City. So it was based on my firm. Now, the story about the kid with the gambling thing going, I know you didn't see it. That was fictitious. Could have been loosely based on some parts of me, and so could have Vin Diesel part, and so could have Scott Conn's part. Because if at that firm I was the guy, sort of.
Well, my cousin owned the firm, so you know. My cousin bought
Greg
the firm,
Hasho.
and he went partners with Gary.
Gary Emilius, who was.
Well, Gary Emilius got shot in the head, so you understand, they were all mobbed up.
Everyone was mobbed
We were
up.
all involved. We had a sports business out of there. Well, these guys were running the thing. My brother helped me run the sports business inside the firm. And my cousin married a horse.
I know. I was in the wedding
He was a very
party.
powerful gangster. He married the niece. So, these guys, our family's tied into everything. And from that business, it involved me and these guys and, whatever they were fuck around with stuff.
Well, we were running stock too. We were trying to run stock at the end. Listen, we were in a lot of trouble. A lot of guys got questions. They asked about the relationship between Gotti and me. In fact, Gotti's mother wanted to buy stock through me, Mrs. Gotti, Victoria Gotti Nest Senior. And I said, John, what are you talking about? I rob people. I don't do this. But I had a couple of accounts of Mike Boats and a few other guys who were.
I forgot about Mike
Mike
Boats.
Boats.
Mike Boats got involved with us through Detective Phil Barone. That was involved with me, did the murders with. See, Phil was involved with everything.
Actually.
The son or the father?
Phil Baroni or Phil Baroni?
Yeah, Phil Baroni. One's the son.
Which one, the son or
ex-fighter?
I don't.
And the father, he lived with me as a young kid,
Okay.
and just for a year, or whatever. He was having trouble with his father, and the father was
Phil Barone was
detective.
he was a detective, good for very close with us for a long time, and he introduced us to all the top cops. I mean, we knew. Tell them who we.
Oh, we knew everybody. Morgan Dodds, district attorney's driver, Bo. I used to go to Bo Dito's Christmas parties, and and other detectives, and he was involved with me at Buttles in a big fight, and he was involved with me in murder. I mean, listen, Phil, and then he moved with me in Jersey too. He lived across the street from us.
Yeah.
So he followed us from New York to Jersey also, and so he traveled with me. He was my partner.
So wait. So what kind of practices, let's say, did you take part in when you're doing the stocks?
Well, you got to remember something. As I go into the stock business, right? So I start off, I decide at one point I'm going to leave this street life. I feel like, look, I can get my own. I get beautiful girls on my own. I make money on my own.
How old are you when you decided this?
26.
Okay.
And I was getting bored. I was bored. You know how you just outgrow something, and you outgrew the adrenaline rush. You outgrow it. And then you say, where's my future? So that was one of the things. So I went to work.
That was a good decision.
It was a good decision,
You
actually.
saved yourself 20 years.
Yeah. And so, and I saw the big picture. I kind of saw it, but I wasn't in like my brother, obviously. So, but anyway, I become a stockbroker because I have a good mouthpiece. I'm very personable. I got a lot of charisma. So people are talking about me. And my cousin, he doesn't give a fuck if I'm his cousin or not. He wants to make money. So he says, Jimmy's really good.
Well, let me cut you
Go
off
ahead.
again. He works for my cousin. You talked to Michael Francis for the last couple of years
Yeah,
on a regular
right,
basis.
right.
Michael Francis, I don't even know if he's aware of this. His first with Joey's
Joe
what's
Capolino.
Capolino's his first, second, whatever he is.
I took care
He's
of him.
my brother's partner. So
Yeah.
they were
I took care of him
forever.
for years, Joe Cap. Joe Capel, you get him on the show one time, he'll tell you a lot about, what I did, what we did. But the thing is, we were running sports. we were trying to run stock deals. So basically, we were working with shell companies, shells. They were shells, and the company, my company, would buy the stock at, let's just say, 20 cents, and then we'd sell it out to people at, let's say, 45 cents, or 50 cents, or $1, whatever their markup was. And then they would give us a cut. The stockbrokers would get a cut on that. But we got a very low cut. Because if you look at Jordan Belford, okay, Jordan started off at Investors, right? That was the first firm that Jordan worked for before he had his own firm. And investors were getting 50% cuts, meaning that if you're a stockbroker at Investors like Jordan was, you sell $10,000, you're making $5,000 in your pocket. We're doing the same shit stocks as they're doing. And we're getting, I think we were getting about 10, 11, 12% tops, anywhere from 8 to 13%, I think. Okay, so we're really getting shit. So if I'm working with, if I'm working over at Investors with Jordan, I'm making 50% of what I make. Never mind being a VP and getting overrides. I'm becoming rich. Then Jordan opened up his own firm. The fuck was the name of his own firm? I forgot it. Jordan knows who I am. Tony Bell used to work with me. Used to live at the Bayside. I forgot what they call it. The base. It was a big
Bay Towers.
Bay Towers, right? And that's where Jordan lived.
Look at that memory.
With Tony, yeah, good memory. Jordan had a Ferrari at the time, a couple of Ferraris probably, but I was too hot to touch. He says, "Oh, this guy's got a million things going on." They're watching him. So, but I'd like to talk to Jordan actually, but we were just getting so little compared to what Jordan. So what we wanted to do now is we were running the sports game with a lot of the brokers, but we also wanted to start getting involved in these shells and bring our own companies to Greg. And so, because that's where the money was. You bring that in and you have 300 brokers we had about, and we were aggressive, hard fucking brokers. I mean, you were great salesmen.
It was a good playground for me in the sports business, plus loan sharking business because you're loaning them.
Yeah,
and
because everyone's doing coke.
And then and then these guys are meeting us. They used to fly down by helicopter and meet us in Atlantic City, and so they were good customers for coke, for sports, for Shylock, and they're moving, and then we're collecting from. So when they're having trouble with different things with money, big money, 200,000, 300,000, whatever it was, we're doing the collecting.
And you got to remember something. That's nothing to these guys.
Yeah.
Because these guys are making $50,000, $60,000 at a pop on some trades. So that's cash, and they're just gambling it away. But I didn't really want to get into it because I was making so much money as a stockbroker. I didn't need all the side shit, but it was just it was there for me for the taking.
Did you ever get in trouble with you never did any time?
No, I got arrested a bunch of times.
I got him locked up a couple times. Don't worry, I did him a favor and got him locked up. He got pulled over by some cops one time, and I was with Gotti. He was driving
Gotti's car.
He was driving with the mother's car.
Yeah, yeah.
And he didn't listen. The car had no registration, no paperwork, no nothing. He's on Jamaica Avenue, 89th Street.
Yeah, I remember that.
And me and Gotti are driving by the son, and we see him in the Jaguar. He's in the white Jaguar. So they're asking.
They had shotguns on me.
They had everything on him. When they pulled up, there was fucking 10 cop cars on him. So I walk over, and the cop says, "Get over there and wait over there." And I said, "I'm going to go over there." He goes, "Go over there." And I says, "Well, I don't like the..." Now, at this time, those prisons used to give you some beating. This is in the 80s.
Right,
so it's different.
Yeah.
So you got beaten. So I said, "No, I'm not going over there." Anyway, I get my way over there, and we start arguing, and I push the cop in the bushes. And that was it. They all jumped us, swinging at us, piping us, black with the sticks.
Yeah.
And they arrest us. He looked at me, he goes, "You can't mind your fucking business." That was one.
We're both in the back seat cuffed together. I go, all right, we'll have some fun.